He was a man, they say he was simple. He took less than a day had time. You could see in his eyes just what he lived for. Well, we got another fox in the hay set. It's been a while since that video I showed you how I reset this, and honestly there wasn't much on the camera, but finally when they came by and messed around in here, we got another one. Morning everybody. Trapper Dan out on the trapline, and I feel like it's I don't know, might be calling myself Trapper Dan the Fox Man. This area is rich in reds, and the hay set struck again. So I'm gonna get this one reset. It's February 8th, and I don't know, it's probably about 25 degrees this morning, going up to 48 today. We're gonna have a really big warm spell coming, and honestly I might be pulling some of my predator traps prematurely before the end of the season, because I am tired of the mud. So I love these frozen mornings, easy to check the trap line, but I'm gonna pull some of the ones that are through the muddiest areas. But wow, awesome start to the day. So I just dispatched that fox, and I have not, it's actually the second predator trap I checked this morning, but I'm hearing coyotes. I don't know if you can catch that, but off in the distance behind me, there's some howling. And so I don't know if that's in one of my next traps or just a coyote. You know, we're going into mating season, so maybe they're just more active with the vocals right now. Well, I checked all those traps out where I heard the coyote, and there was nothing in them. So maybe they were just singing at the den on the way to bed or something. But that was pretty cool. It's always an exciting world out here, and I don't think I could pick that audio up on the believe it or not, I just use my iPhone for these videos. So yeah, we're gonna take care of this fox, and we have a few more traps to check. Well, if you've been following Trapline talk, you're an expert already at resets. So I didn't show you all the details here, but on this hay set where I just got the fox, I almost can't see it. Can you find where the trap is? Well, there's actually 3 of them in here, and I don't have much of a bait hole anymore. I think it's over in here somewhere, but I don't really care, because this smells like fox. It's got a, you know, trap circle here. The trap is right there, and I think the bait's over in here, so we're just gonna go with that. We're gonna just let it have some attractive aroma and see who else wants to walk around in here. And you know, as you know too, my tire set is over there. What a waste. Not doing that again. We're gonna do, you know, if I had like another hay set over there, probably have a better chance of catching something. But anyways, we're learning, always learning. Oh, and also you see in the video, here's the video of this fox getting caught. Boy, he doesn't waste any time. He just walks in and gets caught. But I didn't check the timestamps yet, but just before or after I think it was before, this big coyote walks through right around the corner. So there's some good furred coyotes still out here. That's cool. Well, this is a cubby that I have in the woods here, and I have on camera bobcats walking through here way back early in the season. I have had no activity here but skunks and possums, but I'm giving it one last shot. And in fact, I left this topped off for a few days, but the ground is really soft here because it's an old rotten root and it's hard to bed the trap solid. But I do have my trap in here, and my drag chain is over that way right there, and a little bit what's left of my pheasant in there, and I dropped a hole in there, and we are going back to Skippy. No, not Skippy, but Bud's Trapline Buffet. So this is a recipe I shared in a previous video, and I'm getting down there, not much left, but I'm gonna drop some down in that hole there, and let's see if I can do it with one hand. I really need to get a camera headset. So we're gonna do not too much, maybe 2 scoops like that. And this is muskrat and venison and bacon fat and all the good stuff they like. And we're just gonna, there's a natural hole there. I didn't even have to dig it really. And I'm just gonna take some leaves, throw it over that. They're gonna smell that fine. And we've got a nice step over. You can't see the elevation change, but this is like 8 inches lower than this. So they're gonna step up over this, and we have a chance. We do have our flagging right up here, not moving too much, but we're gonna give this one the few more days we have left. Well, that's cool. We got a fox already this morning. I'm checking the walking line now. Oh my God, check this out. All right, so if you've been watching, I have this trail here with a blind set. It's a little stream they cross right there and then come through. This is the first time ever, but that one is tripped off. I don't have a camera on this area, so it very well could be just a deer, because we just saw all those deer, and there's deer coming through here constantly. In fact, I can see their tracks right there, and there's a deer track right down in there. So yeah, probably a deer, but I'll reset this one and we'll see what happens. Kevin, the ECO, told me he wants to come and talk to my Boy Scout troop. So that's pretty cool, about trapping and hunting and fishing in the outdoors, and especially about what environmental conservation officers do. He and I talked about a lot of things off camera, and I did want to mention this one to you because I think you'll find it interesting. So when we're trapping, we often catch non-target animals, and in my case, that's a lot of possums and skunks. And right now I'm also not targeting raccoons, but those 3 animals are what we call nest raiders. And it's kind of up to the trapper what you want to do. You know, do you want to dispatch, meaning kill that animal when you trap it, or do you want to release it? And it was interesting to me to learn that Kevin is a supporter of dispatching. And this is why. He was part of a study, or he witnessed a study, where they took a huge marshland and they went into all the nests and counted all the eggs, and they figured out how many eggs hatched. Do you want to know how many? Well, I have a percentage. 2. 2% of eggs in the entire marshland were hatched, and that is because the rest were stolen by nest raiders. Or the chicks were born and then stolen by the nest raiders. So he said, then they went in and they did heavy trapping. They took out as many nest raiding predators as they could. And then they did a recount the next spring. And guess what? 26% of the eggs hatched. And we're not talking just like turkey, we're talking waterfowl, we're talking songbirds, right? Raccoons are good climbers, right? So they're gonna get up and clean out all those songbird nests. So it made me kind of rethink what I'm doing. Of course, raccoon season is still open, but the fur is past prime, so I have taken all my dog-proof traps down. But we could actually help out by catching some of them and dispatching them and, you know, getting them out of the system. We're definitely not harming the raccoons. There's tons of them. They reproduce. They're survivors. But by taking them down, we can definitely help out the songbirds and all the birds. Morning, everybody. Well, we can see that something's finally getting into the deer at this grass set here, where I have some blind trail sets for coyotes coming in or out. There's a trap right down in there, and there's a couple traps on the other side over here, one on the escape route and one down in here. And I'm running out of time to get them in here. And also, here's something interesting. I've had some kids poking around in here. I'm not sure who they are. I'm not sure if they're trespassers or they are the farmers' kids. But it is illegal to mess with a legally set trap. I'm not gonna push it, but they were taking sticks and poking into my stuff. Good thing, actually, I didn't have any traps near the deer itself. I'm actually surprised they didn't step in any of my trail traps, but they were going around and investigating the tire sets as well. So with regards to the public, you know, that's why I'm on private land, because I'm trying to stay away from people in my trapping. But we do have some laws, and we cannot set any traps within 100 feet of a public trail. There's no public trails in here on this 300-acre farm I'm on, but obviously there's, you know, wandering people. At one point I even saw footsteps in the snow sort of following my trap line this past winter. So anyways, I hope the kids stay out. I did talk to Kevin Walmsley, the ECO, about it, and you know, he could step in and identify and talk to people, especially if they, you know, went around and like tripped all my traps off. That's really illegal, and they would get a fine. However, I think it's just curious kids, so I'm gonna let it go this time, and we're almost done in here. And if it's a problem next year, I'll take it up with the landowner, and we'll, you know, put some more warnings out for people not to mess with the trap line. Hey everybody, we're finally to a beaver set. Gonna hear some car noises because we're right along the road here. But this is a friend of mine's swamp. He has 125 acres. It used to be kind of meadow with a stream through it, but obviously the beavers backed it up and now it's kind of a swamp. I have been in here deeper in the past using my waders, going in, you know, way back in there. But what I'm going to try right now is to set right along the road. And here, let me show you what I'm doing. So I can walk right down into this here. It's not too far from the road, which is right up there, and without putting my waders on. And I'm going to put in a drowning set, and what this is old window weights that I'm going to throw out there in the deep section, and I'm going to set up a trap right here on the Black Widow stand. Well, now you can see it a little better. The trap pan right down in here, and that is the Black Widow stand. It's a metal stand which is pressed down into the bottom, and then you can see my chain down there going out to the weights which are in the water. And I have a branch here coated. It's a thin branch, but it's coated really well with beaver castor. So what I'm hoping is they'll swim over here and they'll be curious of this foreign castor smell, and when they come up into the grass there, they're gonna feel the trap with their belly, and they're just gonna step right over into it. And then it's chained in the back off to this tree back here. So it's a one-way slide chain, and let's see how it works. Okay, and here's another one I got chained around the tree here, and the chain comes down, and the trap is right down under the water there, and the chain goes out, and to the weights are out there. And right on this branch here, I have a good amount of beaver castor, so I'm hoping they come up and want to sniff this. Move this one down. and step into the trap there. Okay, we'll see how it works. The other thing is that right up here on the bank is some fresh clippings where they're cutting branches off. So I know they're coming by this spot over here. Hey everybody, Trapper Dan out on the beaver line. And I just put that set in yesterday afternoon that you saw, and we got a beaver in one night. So unfortunately the water is not deep enough, but this is the one where we saw this clippings right here, and I had the trap on the Black Widow stand right down in here. And what we have here is a beaver that's slid off the trap, which is right there, and he's out here on the chain. You can see the water shivering. I'm gonna have to dispatch him when he comes up. Well, I just checked that second trap, the one that was in here in the swamp a little deeper, and there's nothing in that one, but that goes to show you when you set on sign, it works best. So we got a big beaver on the first night, right in that spot where they were taking down the branches, small trees, and stocking up their food pile. And I don't put the camera on for dispatching, but it was a little exciting because he wouldn't come up, so I had to pull the chain in. And it's like having a, gigantic northern pike, maybe 3 of them on your line. He was fighting pretty good, but I did get a good shot in the head and went to check the other trap, and now we're going back. He should be expired by now. Yep, so there he is down there. I'll have to jump down here and pull him out. One thing is these MV750s are really tough to open again. Oh boy. This is a monster. Front paw catch, kind of just like I thought. Left hand is weak. That's a pretty good one. I'm actually going on a hike in the Catskills today with my nephew, so I don't have time to reset this today, so I'm just going to throw it back in. This is definitely a full-size adult. I would say maybe 50 pounds. It's pretty cool to start out the beaver season, kind of more officially where I know where beaver are, with a catch on the first night. By the way, this is my my trapping car, 2009 Honda Fit, and man, it's awesome. Probably most of the money that trappers spend is in gas. And this thing gets like 35 to 40 miles to the gallon, and I can kind of beat it up, and it works out great for trapping. It's like a little truck. Woohoo! So I love beaver trapping. That's awesome, man. We got that huge beaver this morning. There's nothing better than starting out your day with a big catch. And, everything else is good. Ooh, I think I spooked up some mice in the grass. Everything else is good after that. You know what else is awesome about catching that beaver this morning is sending the landowner the picture and the proof that we got one for him. Because, a lot of times I'm not getting paid. I'm not a animal damage control guy. Maybe someday, but I'm just a fur trapper. But have few friends of friends who are having issues, mainly with beaver. And it's just a little bit sad when you're in there like every day over weeks and weeks and you're not helping them out, you know. You're like, did you get anything yet? Nothing yet, you know. So it's really relieving, because this guy called me the other day, and not quite in a panic, but you know, the beaver were getting into his backyard, right? And the water's rising, so it's a little bit of a panic. And to know that one of those little dam engineers or one of those big dam engineers is out of there, and we helped him out. This is what I'm calling the producer cubby. And we're not targeting these guys anymore, but we got a raccoon this morning. So probably not prime fur, but if you listen to me from before, we're helping with controlling the nest raiders. So we'll take this guy out of the system. And I'll check his fur. When I'm not trapping, I actually own a restaurant, Taste Buds Cafe, 40 West Market Street in Red Hook, New York. So often I'm in there early, baking and doing office work, you know, before I'm checking the trap line. But what I wanted to show you is that these beautiful chocolates that we make by hand. And it's pretty cool that Valentine's Day is the day before the end of predator season. So all of my landowners that I have asked permission to trap on their properties are getting a box of chocolates. And I don't think there's any better way to secure getting permission the next year than something like that, you know. So it's a good tip for trappers, you know, whether it's a bottle of wine or a gift certificate. In my case, something made personal. I heard some trappers actually, you know, if their landowners are into it, they'll tan some furs for them or have a hat made or some beaver mittens or whatever. That's a little bit more of an investment, but you know, if you want permission, take care of your landowners. Hey everybody, Trapper Dan here, not on the trap line. This is my nephew Terrence, and he and I are bushwhacking our way up Halcott Mountain in the Catskills. So I thought I would just throw this in, especially because I showed you the Catskills from the trap line, and Terrence has done the Devil's Path a few times. So once we get a little further up, we'll talk about that. Well, we're part way up. I figured I would save you the scare and leave my shirt on. But yeah, we're building up a sweat going up this. It's how many?
The summer hike.
What's our vertical climb here?
So far we did 700 feet.
Okay, and then total we're gonna do
probably another 700, I guess.
All right. Unfortunately, there's no view. We think there's probably no view.
Another 1,000 actually.
Maybe it's because there's no leaves, we'll get a little bit of a view. Some people say, why would you climb a mountain if you don't have a view? Because we love it, right?
Yeah.
Time to get them back on. It's not worth slipping. Micro spikes are the best. We didn't bring snowshoes. Or Terrence, do you have your snowshoes?
In the car.
Yeah, we decided it wasn't enough for snowshoes. Right, we're how far up?
Most of the way.
Most of the way.
90%.
Yeah, the top's right up there, but you can't tell on video, but it's pretty dang steep right here. And we're lucky that the snow is pretty packed, so we're not post-holing. You did this post-holing once, right, Terrence?
Took me 4 times as long, probably.
Yeah, so people have snowshoed ahead of us, and even if they just had micro spikes, we can step in their tracks, and it's just holding our weight. So only the uphill's hard. I don't know if you can see behind me, but there's a nice view of the Catskills. I don't know, what are we looking at, you know?
Probably North Rome and Charles, the ones I'm going to do tomorrow or later today.
Yeah, Terrence is trying to do 5 hikes in the weekend here. I'm just doing 1. Well, we made it to the top of Halcott Mountain, and it's cold up here. I'm gonna have to get my coat on soon before we have a talk, but Terrence is signing in. He's in which club? Peak Club?
All of them.
All of them?
The Catskill 3500, the 80K 46, the New Hampshire 48. Soon to be the winter 35.
Nice. I don't do any recording, but were you on the presidential traverse with my scout troop? No.
They did a presidential?
Yeah,
Nice.
we did the whole thing.
I've
yeah.
done it multiple times, but
Yeah.
or once. Only once.
That's awesome up in New Hampshire. It's like,
The Alpine Zone forever.
yeah, you're just on top of the world. It's great. But with the Devil's Path, I did it once, and I did it with an overnight, so basically 2 days. And I know I said in the previous video, and I saw this online, that it's a 9,000 foot vertical change, but I think that's only up.
That's up.
Yeah, so it's like 18,000 and change, including the down. And honestly, I find the down is harder than the up.
Same.
I like going up. I mean, yeah, but going down is putting a lot of pressure on your knees, and you know, it's a little harder. And so Terrence does it in 1 day, right?
I've done it 3 times in a day each.
Yeah, it's like 17 hours.
Difficult, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
First time normally, the second time I did it by myself, so I biked 30 miles to get to my car.
Yeah, yeah, wow.
And then the other time I added 2 more mountains.
Yeah, because it's these 5 mountains. I'll stick it up on the screen, and not the one we're on right now. But the Catskills are really, really cool. Like, I think a lot of people don't realize how much.
They're definitely underappreciated because
Yeah.
they don't have the views, but they are.
Yeah.
They can be pretty rugged.
Yep. And some mountains do have great views, like Wittenberg has really, really nice backcountry views. And Overlook looks, you know, right over the Hudson Valley. It's great. Huckleberry Point is awesome because you're like looking right across at, I think, Overlook to your south, and Catskill Peak is kind of like behind you. Catskill High Peak off the backside is a nice
The
view.
wedges are really nice on the north side, yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, hey, Trapper Dan here, not on the trap line, but I thought this might be interesting to you, and we'll throw it in. I also need to tell Terrence something. So Terrence and I, we deer hunt on Stissing Mountain together. Here's us carrying Lefty's deer. And Terrence, Lefty had a little health scare. So he had heart surgery. So this is a shout out to Lefty. I know he watches these, and he's doing pretty good. But you know, Terrence is throwing you his get well wishes too, and we're thinking about you today. And he should be able to hunt on Stissing with us next year, and we will still carry your deer if we need to. But you know, this year,
shoot it a little higher up next time.
We're almost down. There's not much snow left, but Lefty, we know that you took that deer all the way down the mountain by yourself afterwards. So thank God you didn't have any health troubles then, but you took it easy and listened to your body. So good job. This is a little gift for you behind me. This is a beautiful little mountain stream. Can you hear that? I know that your family's from the Catskills here, and your dad probably did a little fishing on this stream. I have been looking for fisher tracks the whole way. Only tracks I've seen is people's dogs, though, and squirrels. Well, still over here in the Catskills, but check out this beaver lodge. Number of smaller ones, and then this one is huge. So yeah, have a great one, everybody, and we'll catch you on the next one. Hey Terrence, did you know that trappers snore? Sustainable, natural, organic, and renewable resource.